The year is 1920. The Great War has ended, but for Hungary, the real hard times are just starting. In the Grand Trianon Palace at Versailles, a Hungarian group arrives, not to talk things over, but to accept the tough rules given by the winning allies. The Treaty of Trianon is signed, completely changing Hungary and marking the end of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Once a big power in Central Europe, Hungary is now forced to accept a future as a much smaller, weaker country. The Allies, wanting to create new countries and make former enemies weaker, ignore Hungary's requests for fairer treatment. The treaty is a huge disaster for Hungarians, a shameful loss, not just of land, but of who they are and their safety. New borders are drawn without much thought for where different groups of people lived, creating new problems even as old ones are supposedly fixed. For Hungary, signing that paper is not peace, but the start of a long national pain. The winning powers see stability. Hungarians see disaster. The Trianon Treaty's impact will stay with Hungary for many years. The map of Europe is redrawn, but the hurts remain open. The Treaty of Trianon takes away over 2/3 of Hungary's land, making it go from a large kingdom to a small country with no access to the sea. Old regions are cut off, and millions of Hungarians find themselves outside their home country very quickly. Transylvania goes to Romania, Upper Hungary to Czechoslovakia, and the south to the new Yugoslavia. Even Austria gets land. Important resources, good farming land, and historic cities are lost. The new borders ignore where different groups of people live, leaving millions of Hungarians as minorities in other countries. The loss is not just about land, it's about money, culture, and is very personal. For Hungary, these changes create a feeling of unfairness that will last for generations. More than 3 million Hungarian people suddenly become minorities in nearby countries. Many are forced out or run away, becoming people without homes in a Hungary already struggling with money problems. Those who stay face unfair treatment, forced to become like the main group, and losing their language and culture. Hungarian communities are pushed aside, their schools closed, their rights limited. The region's problems between different groups are not solved, they're flipped, creating new tensions and complaints. The difficult situation of these lost Hungarians becomes a main issue in Hungarian politics and who they are as a nation. The pain of Trianon shapes the nation's feeling of loss and unfairness. The treaty badly hurts Hungary's military. No air force, no big weapons, and only a tiny army allowed. Economically, Hungary loses most of its resources, factories, and basic systems like roads and bridges. The new borders break trade routes and cut off factories from raw materials. Payments for the war and being cut off from other countries lead to very high prices, joblessness, and poverty. Hungary is left unable to defend itself and relying on others, causing anger and desperation. The feeling of shame and being unprotected is huge. Money problems and political instability make extreme solutions seem good. The struggle to get back on its feet becomes a major challenge for the nation. Trianon becomes the biggest painful event for modern Hungary, bringing the nation together in a strong feeling of being wronged. The saying, "No, no, never," is heard everywhere, fueling a desire to get back lost lands and change the past. Political life is controlled by the wish to undo the treaty, paving the way for a strong leader under Admiral Horthy. The memory of Trianon is taught to every generation, shaping schooling and public life. Hungary's search to get back its lands leads to joining with Nazi Germany and terrible results in World War II. After the war, Hungary's borders go back to the Trianon lines, and the pain is hidden under communism, but never forgotten. Since 1989, Trianon's impact has come back, affecting politics and relationships with neighbors. The situation of Hungarian minorities in other countries remains a sensitive, unsolved issue. Over 100 years later, Trianon is not just history, it's a living force in Hungary's identity and politics. The hurts of 1920 still shape Hungary's place in Europe today.